Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. This evening I'm going to be doing another movie review for you all. This movie is an action film from India. This is spoken a little bit in the Hindi language with English subtitles, but the majority of it is in the English language, released in the year 2024, directed by Dev Patel, and this film is called Monkey Man. So Monkey Man is the alias of an individual who does underground fights. Now he dresses up as a monkey and he's fighting around, but then we realise there's a little bit more to him than we first thought. He's actually a man that is hell-bent on vengeance. He's doing this fighting in order to make a buck, but his ultimate goal is to exact revenge upon the commander of the police that raided his family's village when he was young. So the villagers didn't want to give up the land because the government wanted for construction, and so the police raided the village and had catastrophic consequences for the main character. So the main character is underground boxing on the side, but eventually he wants to actually infiltrate the elite in order to exact the revenge on this police commander. So whether or not he can is something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on Monkey Man. I actually enjoyed this movie a lot more than I anticipated, and that was a major surprise to me because number one, it is an Indian movie. Now when it comes to Indian cinema, I think of Bollywood. You know, singing and dancing, it's just not my thing. You know, each to their own, there is a place for it. Obviously it generates a lot of money, but that's the reason why Indian movies go under my radar and I don't review a lot of them, because I just don't like Bollywood. But then when I realised that this is an action movie, I thought, alright, well that is interesting. You know, Monkey Man, when I saw the trailer I thought it looks pretty good, and also Dev Patel was the director. It was the directional debut, and so that was another reason that, you know, gained my interest, but I just didn't want to go out of my way to see it. There were other movies that I wanted to see before it, but I said to myself, if I come across this film, I'll give it a chance. And when I come across it last Friday here in Australia in a local DVD store, I thought, why not give this a shot? I'm not really risking anything by watching it. It wasn't an expensive film to buy, so I thought, alright, who knows, maybe this would be a surprise. And after watching the film, I will say that indeed it was a surprise, and I would happily recommend it to anyone out there who likes your action style of films in the vein of John Wick or even the Indonesian movie The Raid. It's not quite as good as The Raid, but it still has that, you know, really impressive fight choreography, and any action fan, I definitely feel as though you could do a lot worse. And so the reason why this movie worked as well as it did for me is because of Dev Patel. This guy has a lot of charisma, he has a lot of likable qualities, it just feels like a guy you could befriend. And so although this is an action style of movie, I still felt as though it was a human being, and that gives you a lot of gravitational pull to this guy. And when he goes through his dilemma, you feel as though there's a lot of emotion to it. It doesn't hit you with melodrama, but there's just enough in it, combined with Dev Patel's charisma, to really create a character that you can root for. This is a film about the everyday person going up against the elite. And so that's something that every day, you know, it's a universal problem. The elite, we see them as different people. We see them as people who just don't have a heart. And when you've got a film that's based on you destroying that elite, it's very therapeutic, it's very cathartic. And so the violence in this movie hits you on a very caricature nature, but it's also a very satisfying nature. You want to see horrible things happen to the bad guys, because the bad guys are painted in a caricature way, which makes them cannon fodder. And so they're vessels of complete destruction. And when Dev Patel is inflicting horrible pain upon these characters, I thought there's a lot of satisfaction to it, but at the same time, I never felt as though Dev Patel's character actually enjoyed what he was doing. He was just hell-bent on that vengeance because of what happened to him when he was young. And so I thought there's a complex sort of situation to this main character that really made this movie stand out from the generic sort of action movie. So the choreography fight scenes were actually really impressive. As far as the directional debut is concerned, I thought Dev Patel really nailed it. Not only is he a very, very good actor, but as far as behind the camera, if this is anything to go by, he's going to go on to bigger and better things, because the fight scenes I thought were very brutal, very in your face. As I said, very good caricature and over the top, but it's not a movie that's trying to hit you with realism, but it's got that extra sense of realism within this person's development that just makes it even more satisfying when he's, you know, going through these horrible things. And so that was something that I really, really liked. Shalto Copley is also in this film. I thought his cameo was actually a really funny character, and there's some funny moments that are thrown into the film, and so it's not trying to hit you with depressive qualities as far as the main character is concerned. There's enough humour that is elevating the mood to a point where, yes, you can actually get a three-dimensional experience with the main character, but also there's other characters in the movie and there's other situations in the film that don't take itself too seriously. And so I just thought as though the action had that much more of an impact because of the focus on this main character that I thought worked really, really well. And the end of the film I thought was really soul-searching, and actually the emotion to the film was the most surprising aspect, and it's the reason why this is a film that really works. It is a generic movie, which is the issue that I have with it. It is, you know, the standard tale of vengeance, but I just thought as though that standard tale was something that I hadn't seen because of the fact that this character was so rich. And so yes, you have the generic moments, but the generic moments felt as though there was something different because of the ride that you go in as far as the story is concerned. And so that's the one of the criticisms I had of the film, is that it is very generic as far as the formula is concerned, but as I said, the rich development within the main character I thought really compensated for that. If I have another issue with the film, is that I thought in the middle stages it really dragged. I thought the 2-hour runtime was a little bit too long for its own good. I thought as though it could have been edited here and there, because at the middle stages when you start to see that what this character is going through, yes, as I said, it's rich in development, but I just thought as though it really halted the progression. It wasn't as fluent as I really wanted it to be, but then it kicks into gear at the end and it doesn't derail the experience, but you start to notice that things are getting stuck a little bit. So those are two minute issues that I had with the film. Overall, A Monkey Man is definitely a film I would highly recommend to anyone out there who is a fan of action and Dev Patel in general, and it's a movie that I would happily watch again because there is enough likeable qualities in it to make it a really, really entertaining ride. So overall, for Monkey Man, I'm going to give this one 3.5 stars. Go out there and see it. Alright guys, that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.